All right, welcome to the Joy Jolt. Joy Jolt.
Joy Jolt.
I'm Susan Patrick.
And my name is Natalie Ledwell. And today we're going to be talking about joy as a precursor.
That's right.
And the be, do, have, rather have, do, be paradigm.
Yes. Because we want to talk about using joy as a precursor up here in the mind. It's a mindset game, right? Every single motivational speaker, therapist, priest, person, anyone talking to you about your life is going to say, you got to practice your mindset. We've heard it a million zillion times. But what if we align that we have a mindset of joy, that in the mindset that joy is a mindful practice.
Yep. And on that note, yeah. So, and I think we touched on this in the last podcast about how mind, like joy, and that decision starts in the mind first, right? And then it travels into, our day, into our actions, into the way we show up, into our frequency. And without that higher frequency, it's a challenge for us to see ourselves out of our current situations, if it's challenging, to think ourselves out of a problem, or to be able to manifest what it is that we want.
That's right.
And the thing is, if we have a default of joy, and that is just our, natural frequency, then we're not just manifesting what we want, we're manifesting things we didn't even realize we wanted.
Amen. Right. And more things too, and just enjoy. It's funny. You and I, we have this conversation all the time. So important to bring it up. Why is it for us that the Joy Jolt conversation should be in the front? Like joy is not frivolous. Joy isn't something that you stumble upon. Joy is the point.
Yes.
And I love the word that you use. Joy is the precursor. Right. And I know that we touched on this on other podcasts, but that sense of asking yourself, how can I enjoy myself more?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's
enjoying myself.
Yeah. And it's not like that joy only presents itself when the conditions are right.
Yes. Thank you. Right. That it's not just about when the conditions are right.
No, but
nothing has to be in alignment for you to be joyful.
That's right. But the thing is, we do help to create the moment if we're joyous first.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, delaying happiness, because I'll be happy when I get this, and I'll be happy when this happens. And blah, blah, blah.
When this happens, when that happens, when this happens, when they call, when they do this, when they, and we make our joy, we make our energy dependent on the circumstances. That was the model that you alluded to at the beginning, which is, I think, so powerful. And it's a great reminder. I need it. You need it. The world needs it. What is your mindset? Is your mindset have, do, be, or is your mindset be, do, have? Right? Like have is exactly what you just said. And it's so insidious. It's like when I have this, when I get this, when I have this conversation, and we're waiting, we're delaying. Yeah. Rather than having a mindset practice that starts with being. I'm going to be a joyful being right now. Ready? I just did it. Did you see it?
Ready, set, go.
and it's that available to you.
Yes.
Like that's what's crazy, is it's that available. You can be free. You can be open. You can be calm. You can be joyful, regardless of what's happening around you.
Yes. And you can also be wealthy, and you can also be loving. If you want to create love in your life and you want to create wealth in your life, then be and act as if you already have it.
Yeah.
Because when your thoughts and your emotions and your actions are all in alignment with something that you're acting as if you already have it, whatever that goal is, that's what helps to speed up the manifestation process. That's what actually helps you to, and sometimes when you are emanating that frequency like that, when all of those things are in alignment, then things like wealth and love show up in all different kinds of manner, not just the way that you think it's supposed to.
But okay, so let's even go deeper than that, right? Because it's more fun when those things show up, whatever they are, because you're being love, you're being joy. And that's one of the ways I've approached kind of my relationship is I'm not interested in like falling in love with Jared. I'm interested in being the embodiment of what I think love would be. I'm being love.
Yeah.
Right. So being joy is the same thing. It's that I'm just being it. You can't even see it. It's in me. I'm being that feeling. I'm being it in my thoughts. So how do we be more? Because the manifestation is the small part.
Yes. I know. And everyone freaks out about the manifestation part.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out about it. But like we need to make the being is the payoff.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, what I love about you and Jared's relationship as well is that your decision to be joyous within yourself, that's just a foregone conclusion. This is why you and I are working together with this, because I'm like, if I'm creating something new, I want to have fun doing it. And the only person that popped into my mind that I know that even when we're doing stuff that is a little bit outside of our comfort zone, we are still laughing and having fun. So,
we're having a good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
I was at a women's circle this last Friday. It was or Monday. It was so beautiful, and we were all kind of sharing after we did this moon activity. It was really lovely. This collection of women, and one of the things that I said was, I really enjoy myself. And I was like, I desire to not just enjoy myself, but for my life to be a pleasure. And so we started kind of talking about that, because how much of that really is delayed? How much of us delay pleasure, delay joy, delay playfulness? Because let's be honest, the circumstances outside of us could get so heavy that it would be like, oh, well, of course I'm not going to feel anything joyful.
Right.
But the practice, the real practice, the joy jolt. And I think one of the most, if not the most important conversations, it's what I want my kids to understand, is that they are 100% responsible for their joy.
Yeah.
And what a gift.
Yes. And what I was going to say before is that, not only have you made your personal decision that, joy and pleasure and fun, and it's going to be your go-to, but how you and Jared have been in conversation together on what that looks like in relationship with each other.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's version of that is the same.
And he's different than me. I mean, we're different, right? So that's what's fun about it, because then it can become playful.
Yeah.
And we become now advocates for each other's joy. Yeah. I'm not responsible. And I always tell that to my kids. I was like, look, I'm going to advocate for your happiness, but I'm not responsible for it.
Right.
Right. Like, and that for me, being an advocate for other people's joy, it gives me pleasure. But I have to know that if I try to be responsible for their pleasure, I'm going to drive myself crazy. Ladies, if you're out there, listen to me, because this is why mothering is so hard. You ain't responsible for your kids' happiness.
Right.
And you'll actually do a better job if you start advocating for people's happiness rather than taking on the responsibility.
Yes, but you're not just advocating, you're also modeling.
Yes. Yeah.
You're modeling. Yeah. And I just this conversation now has made me think, well, how am I showing up for myself joyously? And how am I influencing people around me? It's not like I'm responsible for their joy, but how am I influencing them by the way I'm modeling and showing up, in joy? And do having, not have do being. And if you're listening and you're not quite sure what we're talking about here, like most people have a paradigm of like, I need to have the money, or I need to have the car so that I can, do all the things I want to do and travel and blah, 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 blah. And then that way I'll be wealthy. But it doesn't work that way.
Then I'll be happy. Then I'll be joyful. Then I'll be. That's the statement. Then I'll be. Where are you? Then I'll being yourselves.
Yeah.
Are you then I'll being? Are you on then I'll be? Some of the side effects of then I'll be is depression, anxiety, fear, doubt, loneliness. Then I'll be. It's an epidemic in human beings.
That's right. but like we said, it's be, do, have is the paradigm to live by. And, and part of, because I had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine when I was in Australia, because, I've been having some financial challenges, and I was staying at her house for a couple of nights, and I bought a couple of bottles of wine to have, and blah, blah, blah. And she made a point of making sure that she paid for the dinners and paid for different things. I go, darling, you don't have to do that. She goes, look, I know you. She goes, you are always very generous.
You're so generous.
Yeah,
right.
super generous.
Yeah.
And she goes, and you've got to understand that it's okay for us to reciprocate every once in a while. She goes, but I want you to see and understand that you are still showing up generously.
Yeah.
Like you are still showing up with your energy, with our conversations, bringing wine, your participation. She goes, you're still showing up. It's just different to what you're used to. So she goes, just remember, you are still embodying all of that right now.
I love her. I love her.
Yeah.
Right. And then your work too and it's fun to be able to be a joyous being in the receiving, because that generosity, it's all the same.
Yes.
It's all of ours. Right. And then for you to be able to receive it, and really, I was having that conversation today. Jared and I tend to be we're very generous. I am a generous human being. If I have it and I can give it, I will, because I do. I know that's who you are. That's who I love to play with. That's who I like to hang out with. And then I started thinking about wow, I really am surrounded by really generous people. And it's not just financially generous. It's like that energetic generous. It's the idea generosity. It's so much bigger, and it's fun but you don't stop being the generous person that you're being because the generosity looks different. You get to just be playful and figure out and play with what generosity looks like wherever you are in your life.
Yeah, with the resources that you have in this moment.
Yeah.
Like how do I still show up as and generosity is such a big value of mine. Generosity, loyalty, they're big values. So even though I may not have the same resources around me, I'm still being that and embodying that with what I do have.
Be generous. Yes. There it is. You are being generous. And I love that. Right. And I desire to live even more in a world, and I believe the world is moving in this direction, which really does feel fun, where I do believe that the being conversation is up more now than ever. With people questioning, do I want to work this 9-to-5 job? I mean, how is this making my life feel? And it's I think there is a waking up, and that this is what I'm excited about AI, is that if we really use it properly, it'll let us be human beings, not human doings.
Yeah.
We've needed to exploit humanity for a long time in order to get those pyramids built. We needed a lot of labor to get the castles built, but it's different now. For the first time in human history, it's flipped, and we can open ourselves up to really exploring what it's like to be a human being.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be doing all of those things that we have to do in order to, to live.
Yeah. Well, and I think too that we get to this point now where we are faced with a lot of questions. And the questions is, one of the questions is, okay, well, if we have, AI looking after a lot of the menial work that we normally do and creating more time and space in our lives for us, then what are we going to fill it with? And the other big question that we are faced with right now is well, not who am I? It's who do I want to be?
Yes,
who do I want to be when I have all of this, Yeah, who do I want to be?
I have to let my dog in. Sorry.
Okay.
She's out there yelling and screaming at me. Yeah. I figure we're live, so we got to be live.
That's right. Super live.
We're going to be live. We're going to be live. I mean, it's going to be something so different now. And that conversation, to me, the joy conversation, the precursor to whatever else is happening in your life, the precursor, the starting point, it's not the ending point, is joy, is happiness, is generosity, is wealth. It's that feeling that is expanded, right? Take an intentional deep breath in, right? let it expand you, right?
And the thing is too, is that unless you are in that expanded place of joy and happiness and gratitude, you won't be able to answer those questions well.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be there first. This is why joy is a precursor.
Yeah.
It's a precursor for you to be able to go, well, all right, if I could be anything, if I could do anything, and I've got this space, what would that be? Now, yeah.
Right. Because, but lingering in that conversation, what you were just saying is I feel like I have to give myself permission. It's the personal permission that I don't know if a lot of people are giving themselves permission to ask what do I want to be? What do I want? What's my beingness?
Yeah.
How do I want to be in the world today?
Yeah. And that's not a thing that you ask yourself and you come up with an answer with straight away. Yeah. This is an ongoing inquiry. And part of it is, well, how do I want to feel? How, what are my values? Mm-hmm. Who do I want to help? Mm-hmm. Where do I want to spend my time? With whom do I want to spend my time? Mm-hmm. So it's like this, you keep unpacking that question. And I think it's a question that we want to continuously be asking ourselves because it will evolve. Yeah.
My sister, God bless her. One question I keep asking her, and I'm going to keep asking her, what do you want? What do you want? And how many times she says to me, I don't know what I want. I'm like, that's not true. What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? So that sense of asking yourself and giving yourself permission to go on, and it took me a lot of practice to surrender myself to my beingness and see it as totally the most important conversation.
Yeah.
I want to feel free. I want to feel open. I want to feel kind. I want to feel playful. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel love. I want to be joy. I want to be like, to give yourself permission to go like that.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let you know what you just witnessed was years of work.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what I mean? You see someone do it and you're like, well, but that took me years to be able to hold space for myself and indulge myself and give myself space enough. That's where joy starts. And so this mindset of be, do, have versus have, do, be is so relevant to the Joy Jolt conversation.
Yeah.
Because joy isn't at the end. It is the precursor. It is the beginning. It is the goal. It is the space that we start.
But it's also the journey and the end.
Go on, Nat.
It's all of it.
I love it. Yeah. Because you know what I did? Going full circle back to my women's circle, when I was talking about how much I enjoy myself and it's a pleasure, I finished that by saying, and it's even more pleasurable when you're hanging out with people who are in their joy and in their pleasure.
Right.
It magnifies, like it's not responsible, but boy, it just makes it even more fun. And it really, and it was beautiful to be in that space because everybody does it different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your joy is going to look different than my joy.
Yep.
But you are a human being capable of joy.
Yeah.
And I think joy is our beginning point.
It is. And I would encourage you that if you're listening to this podcast and maybe you do think to yourself, if I ask myself the question, what do I really want? And a lot of us will say, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would encourage you to, rather than think of the things that you want or the career that you want or all that you want, start with, how do I want to feel first? And what does that look like for me?
Yeah. And honor what a powerful conversation that is, because that's where life is lived, is inside the experience of your emotions, your feelings. What do you want?
And I also wanted to let you know that, maybe you're coming out of a stressful time or you're coming out of, a time that's been very challenging. And I had the realization a couple of weeks ago that my default had become stress. I'm
Mhm.
stressing over stuff I don't even know to be stressing over. I'm like, okay, let's rejig this whole
Whoa,
situation.
whoa.
So it's not like you're going to start to ask yourself this question and instantly go into, things of gratitude and joy and all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Be caring and kind with yourself.
Yeah.
you know.
Amen.
And because this is a question that I would encourage you to ask yourself for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And the more that you can open and unfold and step into that, and the other thing what I also encourage you to do is really acknowledge when you've had a win or when you've had a shift. Because sometimes I really want to get here. I want to get up to this point, and I'm not there yet, and we can get very frustrated with ourselves. We don't want to do that. We want to
Yeah.
make sure that we're grateful and acknowledging and appreciative of all
And
the
we
little
celebrate.
incremental steps that we're taking.
Celebrate. There you go.
Yes.
Celebrate the win. I was my 49th birthday a few years ago, and it's the greatest photo. Yeah. Anyway, it's a fun moment. But I said something during my birthday little speech that really stuck with me, and I didn't know it was going to come out of my mouth. But I said, you know what? I love to celebrate because when you celebrate, it is ageless.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
And
Celebrate.
timeless.
It's ageless. It's timeless. It's like, and so that what you just said is so joyful. It brings so much joy because how many times we don't celebrate when we have a small win? Like, oh, look at me. I just took that intentional deep breath instead of like saying my first thought. Like that, woo, like celebrate, and give yourself that moment. We're so quick to move on to the next thing.
That's right.
This is such a sacred conversation, and I'm glad that we're putting it out there in the world this way. Your joy is important.
Yeah.
And advocating for the joy in the lives of the people that you love is important.
Yeah.
And so thank you for being with us here today. If you're listening to us on some other platform other than Substack, we encourage you to meander through the internet and find your way to Substack and look us up at the Joy Jolt. Nat and Sue, we're here to give you daily reminders that your joy is not just important, it's essential.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. We're going to go into the deeper conversation now for our paid subscribers, where we're going to give you some practical tools on how you can recognize the mood and the mode that you're in and how you can shift that into something different if you choose to do so. So looking forward to having that. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the deeper conversation.
Next time, Joy Jolt.
Joy Jolt.